I want you to think about a celebrity that you think is like the hottest person alive, okay? That is your same sex, or the same sex that you want to be if you're like transitioning or something, okay? And I want you to think about the fact that you can embody that energy right now. And that in doing so, that's going to completely change your life. So what I started to do is I started to think about it like this, okay? I know that in The Untethered Soul, the book, he talks about like there's like a little you. Maybe your soul, your, not the thinking brain that like thinks of thoughts that are negative and thoughts that are positive and is just, you know, like all that. That's not really you. That's not really your brain. But think of it kind of like the little alien inside of your head that's driving, okay? So if you've ever seen Men in Black, how at the end, there's just like a little guy up in the top of like a human sort of robot alien thing. Anyways, the idea is if you were to think of yourself as something other than your body, in this way, you are a little bitty version of yourself, okay? And, you know, I don't know what they say. Is it from your heart? Is it your third eye? Whatever. But we're going to go with a little bitty guy about this big. And you are the one that observes your body and this reality that you're currently in. So that little guy might go to all types of different dimensions. That guy might actually have lived several different lives. We don't really know. And I'm calling it a guy, but that's just kind of a term that I use for everyone. All of us guys, all right? Anyways, the idea is you get into that little driver's seat inside your brain. Picture it. Now I want you to picture that little guy inside, driving over through the air into the inside of Gal Gadot's brain, or whoever you choose, your celebrity. Mine's Gal Gadot because, like, oh my God, you could say Sydney Sweeney. She's a good one. She's freaking a good one. I know my mom uses, what's the girl from Monster? Charlize Theron. All right. A lot of dudes like Ryan Reynolds. You get the idea. The idea is, imagine that the you that's you is now in Gal Gadot's body. And you're just maneuvering it around. Just like technically you're maneuvering your own body around. Now you are moving around the body of the celebrity that you love. Okay? This celebrity has obviously already done the things that that celebrity wanted to do, or maybe that you want to do. I'm not saying that everybody wants the job of a celebrity, but we're just going with they're successful in their field. And we're going with assuming that they have all the confidence in the world. Have you seen them? You know what I mean? And then you are going to act as if you were in that body for the whole day. I'd even say a week, but I'm declaring this day Gal Gadot Day because she deserves a day. And you can call it whatever your celebrities, you can call it that day for yourself. But what you're going to do is you're going to think about everything that you do. You're going to think about, what is it that I'm doing this for? Would Gal Gadot do this? When I grew up as a child, I was in the Jesus movement, okay? So we had these bracelets that were cloth bracelets, and they said WWJD. And it meant, what would Jesus do? Okay? So we were supposed to think about what would Jesus do in any situation that we were in, and then do what we thought he would do, which was a little fucked up because Jesus went and hung out with prostitutes. Okay, so and then we were told that we weren't supposed to because we're not as strong as Jesus. So it's like, well, what the fuck? Okay? The idea is, not what would Gal Gadot do, or Ryan Reynolds do, or Taylor Swift do. Because we're not them, and we don't want to make their decisions. We want to make our decisions. And what we're going to start to learn, and what I've started to learn, is that it's not necessarily that many of my decisions that I make are wrong or bad, or that I should make decisions that Gal Gadot makes. It's just that one of the main reasons that I do things is, or one of the main ingredients to how I'm doing things is rooted in a feeling of unworthiness. So just because she has an amazing body, just because she has a wonderful smile, just because through interviews and a little online sleuthing, I found out that she's actually a really cool and kind and personable person that cares about other people, it doesn't make her more worthy than I am in this body, with my level of success, with, my personality. And so when I start to think about, I'm in Gal Gadot's body, what would I do as far as what I'm going to wear? Well, maybe I'm not going to wear a belly shirt because I don't really want to put my belly out. But then again, isn't that a limiting belief? Now, if I had a belly shirt to put on and I wanted to put it on and I wasn't putting it on because I didn't want to show my belly, then that's something that is now going to be in your awareness. I don't know that Gal walks around wearing belly shirts, honestly. But what I do know is that when she's putting on clothes, in my mind, when she's putting on clothes, she's not trying to hide herself. When she's putting on clothes, she's not thinking, God, I'm so ugly. Let me cover this up in a bag. She's not thinking, I better buy this expensive stuff so that I look better. She's not thinking, oh God, like I'm in my head all day because I have to make my career work. I have to make my career work. Because there was a day in Gal Gadot's life where her career wasn't working because she wasn't in a career. And was that Gal Gadot worthy? Are you going to make it somewhere successfully? Are you going to become a success in your own field? You don't know. But one way to make sure that you don't is to act and feel like you're not going to. Is to act and feel like you're only going to actually go out and do the things that you really want to do when you're successful, when you're skinny, when your tan is perfect, when you're not covered in freaking mosquito bites like I am right now. You're only going to put up the video when you know exactly what to say and you know it's going to be super, super impactful. Because the thing is that I've learned that there's a lot I need to learn. That's what I've learned. And that every time I learn a new concept and I actually get it and it snaps and it clicks into place, that's another lie layer shed from me. And that the more of these lies that get off of me, the higher I feel. The other day I was in the car and I felt like my neck was literally sitting up higher, you know? I used to think, oh, it's bad that I slouch. I shouldn't slouch, you know. I shouldn't slouch. I should try to sit up. And I would try to sit up and it'd be like, oh God, that's hard. And I'm not saying I've cured slouching, trust, all right? But the idea is when we start picturing ourselves embodying somebody that we look up to, somebody that we want to model, when we start modeling sort of, not modeling what they do, but when we start thinking almost like this, like, how come Gal Gadot gets to feel confident and I don't get to feel confident? Well, it isn't anything about her. I bet if she was here right now on my porch, we'd have an amazing conversation. She seems like a lovely person. But what I'm saying is, the more that you beat up on yourself, the more that you say you're not good enough. And the thing is, the reason I'm saying to embody a celebrity that you think is amazing is because you think that they don't think that about themselves, and hopefully they don't. But I know I do. And I had a friend tell me yesterday, girl, you are hot. Thank you. And I believe that I am. But starting to become aware of our actions on a day-to-day basis. And what those actions are stemming from. And a lot that I've found of my actions are stemming from a root belief that I'm not good enough. If I'm ugly, I better be funny. If I'm just funny, people aren't going to take me seriously. If I'm just serious, somebody will go, the audience will go to a funny, gorgeous person. I literally told my mom the other day, I said, you know, I feel like whatever message that I have to give, which is usually rooted in self-love, self-respect, self-empowerment, that it's not as good as if the same words were said by somebody that was beautiful, that's what the world should watch and will watch. So why even talk? And I heard myself say that. And guess what? The rest of the day I felt pretty shitty. Just knowing that I thought that. With as much self-growth as I've done, I still had a moment of thinking that. But I know that that's a lie. I mean, it took me out. I took a nap. I never take naps. So what I challenge you today on Gal Gadot Day, officially July 26th, 2024, is to embody the celebrity that you most admire. Make your own decisions from your own heart. Because when you're afraid to walk into a room because you're afraid of judgment, I guarantee I could walk in as Gal Gadot and that room would fucking love me. So when I walk into the room as Gal Gadot in this body, I think they might just love me. Does that make sense? So do this. If you do this for a day, comment below. Tell me how it went. Or just tell me who your favorite hottest celebrity is. Because not every day. I can't be Gal every day. And I would love to hear your feedback. Follow along and love yourself first.